Okay, the first thing that we're going to talk about today is the toString method that you don't really know about, but is extremely useful. And the other thing is what happens when private is taken off of field. So those are the two things I'm kind of going to go through in this video. So the first thing I want to talk about is my class that I'm using here. So I just created a bank account class. I just modified the one I used when I showed you stuff when we first initially did the classes. So notice I have a bank account. That's the name of the class up here. I have an account number and a balance. And I have the ability to get that account number and that balance. See, I commented this out here. I'll talk about that in a second. So what we want to talk about is the toString method. Every object that's created has a few methods that it can already use regardless of anything, and one is the toString. So what that means is I can simply output my object just like this. Now I could do mom.toString, but it's just so innate and so embedded into Java that you don't even need this. Okay, so when I run this, it's going to, do what you probably expect, give me gibberish. Okay, and it looks like gibberish, but this was my program. I had deposited $500 into mom's account, who already had 500, and that's dad's account. So here, if you look, when I outputted mom, it outputted bank account at there. So it's telling you it's part of the bank account class. It's interesting. You already know, you already knew that, but maybe you didn't before. And it's actually giving you the location in memory that it exists right now. So that's also interesting, but not extremely useful in any sense of the word. So what we can do is called override. We can override that method, and I overrid it. So I don't have to type, I've already typed it. And I overrid it, and you simply just write it. So public string toString, and you just create, if I were to output mom, what would I want to know? If I were to output an object, what would I want to know? Now, if I just want to know the balance, then I just could have erased this stuff. But you just return a string, and then when I compile and run that, okay, it tells me my bank account, the account number, and the balance in the object that I wrote. So it's actually very useful in any method, in any class at all. You can create your toString method, and it will automatically, and you simply can output the object. So it's useful in debugging. And you're saying, Ms. Barris, why didn't you tell me about this before? I don't know. No, I do know, but it's okay. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to talk about was what happens if I leave private off and I just leave it as a double, or I leave this as an int. This is a little bit of enrichment, but it's an important concept that it hopefully will help you understand classes a little more. So let's say these are no longer private. How does that change anything? Now, if I run this thing, this tester, it changes nothing. Okay, what does change, see, it's exactly the same. However, what does change is it no longer gives the protection that I had on balance and account note. So that means, I don't think I can get there from here. That means when I'm here, I can access my account num and my balance directly. So I can come here and be like, okay, let's look at dad's. We're going to look at dad's, and we're going to look at dad's account number. I can access it directly. I do not need a get. I don't need a set. I don't need anything anymore. Once they're not private, okay, it tells me his account number. Done. But it also, I mean, that sounds, oh, great, Miss Barris, why didn't you tell me that before? Well, it also allows you to change things without the knowledge of anyone. And it allows, maybe like, might make your program like explode, because someone's going to change, let's say, let's change dad's balance equals dad balance. So let's subtract his balance. Let's just totally get rid of everything he has. So I'm going to take this and remove his balance completely. So then I'll view his balance like this. So the methods that we created still work, but we don't have the protection that we had before. So now dad has nothing because I don't have access to it. So you can access, if you don't have the private on your field names, you can access them, just, you know, the name of the object dot the field, and do anything you want with them. So sometimes that's useful, and we will be using them in the future with arrays. But with something like this, and what we do, keep your fields private. Once I do this, it's going to freak out on me when I try to compile the yeah, see, now it doesn't like it. Now I've gotten this protection. I can't just erase dad's balance. I can't just erase print his balance. I have to use my getter methods like here. Okay, have a good day.